crazy. I'm going to pause it right here. The Falcons get an interception on a bad throw by Ritter. They're up 12 points with 9 minutes left to go in long field goal range to start this drive. They're feeling pretty good about themselves. The Falcons do move the ball a little bit. They're now in this situation where it's a 3rd down and 10. They're in deeper field goal range. So what do you do on 3rd and 10? Well, of course you want to throw the ball, see if you can get the first down, right? No, in fact, they just hand the ball off. Now, part of it is, Kirk Cousins just hasn't played very well this game, and Bijan Robinson has, so maybe you're putting the ball in your better players' hands, but still, this is a curious choice here. They're going for the field goal, trying to make it an 18-3 game, which would still be 2 scores, just 2 tougher scores. A touchdown and 2-point conversion would be necessary for a tie. But here, the field goal attempt misses, which not only, costs you the 3 points, but also gives the Raiders better field position. But again, who cares, right? The Raiders offense has done absolutely nothing up until this point. Only 3 points. They've given up 2 points on a safety. You're fine. Well, except all of a sudden, Desmond Ritter just comes to life and is making throws left and right. This team is looking better when they actually throw the ball to wide receivers. Who would have thought? Although that one's to Amir Abdullah. A nice catch there. Also is going to make a move here and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And now with just under 3 minutes left, we have a ball game again. And you're thinking, if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you gotta be kidding me. This can't be happening. So now Atlanta has to try and see if they can run out the clock. It's a 3rd down and 4. They're gonna trust Kirk Cousins here, which is a decision you could say is maybe a questionable one. But again, it's 3rd and 4. You did run the ball last time, but I think it makes sense. I think you got to trust your quarterback, right? You paid him all this money. You're not winning if you can't trust your quarterback to make a play. Also, a bit of a related note, it's worth mentioning Antonio Pierce takes his timeouts on this side of the 2-minute warning, and there's a little wrinkle where the clock management, it actually cost them 40 seconds to do that. I might make a video just explaining why that's the case, but that was a mistake. Madden players know what I'm talking about. Cost them 40 seconds, which, if they don't get the stop here, it'll cost them 40 seconds. However, the Raiders are going to get the stop, except the flag comes out, and if you're a Raiders fan, you can immediately guess what it was because you saw your linebacker hit Cousins up high. However, looking at this replay, it doesn't look like it's a penalty, right? I mean, okay, he does hit Cousins up high, but it doesn't appear as though he made too much contact with his head. It's possible his chest hit Cousins' head. This is the best angle we got. Again, this is the rule. I've highlighted the key part. Use the hands, arms, or other parts of the body to hit the passer forcibly in the head or neck area. I mean, it's something I think we can all agree. It sucks that that's a penalty, and that extends the drive, right? It just does. Not only does it give the Falcons the ball, it also moves the ball 15 yards down the field, which matters for field position. So Atlanta, 2 plays later, finds themselves in a 3rd and 6 with 2 minutes left. And here's the situation. You see the Raiders are set up as though they're blitzing. If the Falcons can convert here and get the first down, this ball game is over. They win. All they have to do is run out the clock. So, for the Raiders, they're kind of daring them to throw the ball, trusting they can win on one-on-one. At least that's what it seems. But they actually have a couple players drop back into coverage who were looking like as though they were blitzing. It gets tipped up, nearly intercepted. That would have been just a disaster for the Falcons had that happened. But no, they do get to stop. And because Kirk Cousins throws an incomplete pass, and that thing I was saying earlier about Antonio Pierce calling timeouts early, which cost them 40 seconds, this now means that it doesn't actually cost them 40 seconds because of the incomplete pass, so it works out there for the Falcons. Raiders. Anyway, a lot going on. Let's move on to the next play. The Raiders have a ton of penalties now. They find themselves in a 4th down and 8, and only 35 seconds left, no timeouts. Again, you're feeling pretty good about yourself if you're the Atlanta Falcons. You're feeling even better when Desmond Ritter in this situation decides to check it down to Amir Abdullah, the running back, right here. Again, 4th down and 8. You're throwing 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage to a player that isn't even open. It's a bold strategy. And watch as it pays off. Abdullah is able to make a couple guys miss and gets past the first down marker, so he stops the clock on top of it. I mean, what a play to make that work. Hey, it's why you put the ball in a skill player's hands sometimes, but also I don't know if that's the best strategy, but hey, it worked. We then saw Desmond Ritter hit this big chunk play to get them in I mean, in field goal range, although that obviously doesn't matter. They now find themselves here, so there's just a few seconds left. There was 10 seconds left after they spiked it, and they're saying, let's throw 2 Hail Marys, essentially, which is just an underutilized strategy, I think. This is smart. You want to throw 2 Hail Marys in this situation. Too often, teams try to get 5 more yards and then throw a Hail Mary. Your odds don't go up that much if you get 5 more yards, but getting an extra chance, the odds do go up. They, in theory, double. This one, you're going to see that Ritter throws one up. It gets knocked away. So, okay, now you have one more chance on the 3rd down and 10. Not that that matters. Zeros are on the clock after the snap. And worth noting, there was pretty quick pressure here by the Falcons. It was just a 3-man rush, but they're still able to get a quick pressure. So because of that, Ritter does kind of have to throw this one a little earlier than he would like. He has time to get it down there, but not everyone is set up. As you see, Ritter's throw is going to get intercepted by Jesse Bates. Again, a bold strategy to go for the interception. Usually they say to bat it down, but hey, we saw how that worked for the Bears, right? So sometimes you got to just make sure you get the ball. I mean, Myers was almost there. I mean, that was a split second away from disaster for the Atlanta Falcons. Fortunately for the Falcons, they're able to get a victory in what was just one of the all-time crazy games, and especially when you factor in the situation, right? The Atlanta Falcons entered today, really a loss would have taken them out of playoff contention. I mean, technically they would have still had a chance with a loss. 9-8 could get you in if you get a ton of help, but really, you probably can't get in if that's the case. You needed to win this game, and the way that they were able to survive against, again, a Raiders team currently competing for the number 1 overall pick. Not just competing for it, but currently in line to get it. If the season ended today, they would have the 1st overall pick, and they nearly blew it in this game. And with Desmond Ridder, the quarterback that Atlanta ran out of town, nearly having to come back, I mean, what a bizarre performance. Of course, if you're a Falcons fan, you can't feel great about this Cousins performance. Only 17 attempts in this game was not ideal. Luckily, you were on the right side of a Desmond Ridder, bad performance for most of it, and then a crazy ending at the end. So yeah, a lot of fun to watch, but a win is a win, regardless of how you look. I mean, again, they needed this one. It would have been almost over, and now to play the Giants, so it's possible they could get a win streak going. Who knows? But yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on all of this and this crazy ending to this game. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.